Live view outside right now of those current traffic conditions sponsored by Accent Law Group. This is the 17, the Black Canyon Highway near about Glendale Avenue. We've got those headlights making their way in that southbound direction toward that Stack interchange. Track speeds in this area for you coming up. So that makes a lot of sense for her and a fantastic career as well. Congratulations. Time right now is 5:16 here on your Wednesday. Let's get you a check of those current traffic conditions right now. Sponsored by Accent Law Group on our roadways. This is the I-10 near Avondale Boulevard. You do see that trail of headlights working their way from the West Valley, likely then into the downtown area from there. We're seeing some of those speeds just slightly reduced near about Dysart to about 45 to 50 miles per hour through there. Just before the break, I showed you that live picture along the 17. Wanted to let you know that we have perfectly green flows as you're making your way toward the Stack interchange, at least for now. We'll track those desert drives have been out. Only what's bright, they're gone. I started reaching out to ADOT almost 3 years ago about scenes exactly like this on our Valley freeways. They are all too common. Darkness on the Durango Curve, lights out on the Red Mountain Freeway right near the airport, and of course right here along the US 60 where we got those live images here for you this morning. Thompson, let's get you a check of Traffic Planner Plus as we track those desert drive times all across town for you here on this Wednesday, starting with that West Valley ride for commuters along I-10 eastbound as you're making your way from the 303 over toward that mini Stack interchange where the 51, the 202 and the 10 freeways, they merge together there in that spot. That's 35 minutes here this morning, 16 minutes on the US 60 Grand Avenue from the 101 Agua Fria over toward the 17. Green conditions for you on the 101 if you were traveling in that southbound direction from Grand Avenue, then looking to connect with the I-10. Then be prepared for that slowdown to hit you if you are making that transition towards the downtown area. For your East Valley commute, fantastic conditions along the 202 Red Mountain, the 60 and the 101 here this morning. In fact, the 101 northbound from the Santan up to the Red Mountain Freeway is checking in at less than 10 minutes right now. That North Valley commute as we track the I-17 in that southbound direction from the northern part of the valley there at the 101-17 interchange down toward that Stack interchange where the 17, the 10 meet. The only spot in that yellow range at 16 minutes. Green conditions though on the 51 southbound and the 101 eastbound from the I-17 over to the Desert Ridge area. Nick. All right, for you here on this Wednesday. This is the Black Canyon Highway, the 17, out of frame there near about Camelback Road. So let's track speeds in that exact spot. They're right around 30 miles per hour as you're making your way toward that Stack interchange. Some speeds will actually improve for you as you get closer to that area where the 17 and the 10 meet. As we look for those speeds along I-10, be prepared for that slowdown to begin in the Goodyear area in the West Valley between the 303 and the 101 near about Dysart. Watch for that speed around 34 miles per hour, 30 miles per hour as you get closer to the 101. We're going to update that desert drive time for you guys. Brand new Operation Safe Roads report for you. We're looking into how much your commute is actually costing you. Sitting in traffic has a price tag. That's according to new data from Wallet House. US 60, where it's a dark early commute for those driving in that area. Only those flashing lights from a DPS trooper off to the only the headlights of the vehicles traveling in the area. I started reaching out to ADOT about these dark lights about 3 years ago for scenes like this on our Valley freeways. They are all too common. Darkness on the Durango Curve, lights out in the Red Mountain Freeway near the airport, and right here along the US 60 in the East Valley. That's also where we find ABC 15's Jamie Warren. And Jamie, you've been hearing from some viewers about this and their concerns.
Yeah, multiple.
In your own areas, you can always reach out to our Operation Safe Roads team. There's that number to call, 833-AZ-ROADS. You can also email roads@abc15.com.
So important, Megan. We know we need those viewers to tell us where the issues are so that we can track them. ABC.
Right now, here's a view of the I-10, the eastbound direction near about Fairway Drive there in the West Valley near Dysart. This is where we had a crash that was blocking those center lanes not too long ago as I was watching those ADOT cameras behind the scenes. DPS thankfully working quickly, getting those vehicles involved out of those center lanes and more off to the right-hand side where it's much safer for them. They're now blocking that right shoulder, but we're still seeing a lot of congestion in the area because of that one. So let's check speeds in that spot. They're right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. You notice a lot of that red on your maps is stretching further and further back here this morning, getting closer to the 303 as you're making your way on the I-10 eastbound. So from the 303 over to the mini Stack with that crash now off right. It looks like we have a drive time about 30 to 35 minutes, average speed right around 40 miles per hour. We'll get you to check out some other desert drive times still ahead, Ashley. That commute, especially for you West Valley commuters into downtown, it's usually pretty slow, especially as we get later into the morning now in that 6:30 half hour. It doesn't help when we have not one but two crashes in that area too, between the 303 and the 101. So here's a live view outside right now of this crash at the I-10 and Fairway. Was blocking those center lanes, now off to the right hand side. And then as we look further to the west right hand side, just provide some more support. So we're talking about just a few miles where we're seeing this stretch of flashing lights. Definitely going to slow you down. We'll get a check of those desert drive times with Traffic Planner Plus in the West Valley, also the East Valley and the North Valley still ahead. But first, I want to send thanks of Traffic Planner Plus, where we're tracking those drive times for you, including with those issues we just talked about along the I-10 for you drivers in the West Valley between the 303 and the 101. And then as you're working your way all the way downtown, this drive time from the 303 to the mini stack is 45 minutes right now with those two crashes, one near Bullard and one near Fairway. US 60 Grand Avenue from the 101 Agua Fria over to the 17 is over 20 minutes right now, but we're still looking at those green conditions if you use the Loop 101, making your way from Grand Avenue in that southbound direction to connect with the I-10. That's a 9-minute ride for you right now. Your East Valley commute is looking good here as we get out the door. The only spot getting a little bit slow is the 60, the Superstition Freeway from the 202 over to the 10. 9 minutes on the Red Mountain Freeway and 8 minutes on the 101, the Price Freeway, as you travel up to the Red Mountain Freeway from the Santan Freeway. As for the 17, and as you make your way in that southbound direction from the North Stack down toward that Stack interchange where the 17, the 10 freeways merge, 22 minutes there, 14 minutes on the 51 from the 101 to the Mini Stack interchange, and the 101 in your eastbound direction from the North Stack as you travel in that eastbound direction over to the Desert Ridge area to that 51 interchange. That should take you 10 minutes if you head out the door right now, Nick.
All right, Megan.
Here's a live view outside right now of the Loop 101 in that eastbound direction in the northwestern part of the valley. We're talking about the Agua Fria Freeway. We're near about 51st Avenue, near 43rd Avenue, and you're making your way in that eastbound direction over toward that North Stack area where the 17 and the 101 come together. Been watching this ADOT camera behind the scenes, seeing that fire engine work their way through the crowd here and get over to those vehicles involved right now off to the left-hand side, blocking that HOV lane. So those speeds will be reduced to about 30 miles per hour in that area as you approach there, and sometimes even slower in some spots, of course, as now we have more first responders on the scene. Let's track that drive time as you make your way through that area from Grand Avenue over to the North Stack. 25 minutes, average speed just 28 miles per hour. Then we got a crash on Bullard Avenue in the I-10 eastbound direction, and a new crash too on the I-17 in that southbound direction near about Glendale. Let's track that drive time along I-10 from the 303 to the Mini Stack. About 45 minutes here this morning, and there you notice that red on your maps too near about Glendale Avenue because of that crash too. So it's getting busy out there. Give yourself plenty of extra time.